Hi guys, how is everyone? Are you guys safe? Are you guys okay? I hope you guys are okay. It has been a day. I had all these plans to do all these videos and I got only one done because I was watching the news all day and was on Twitter all day watching. I hope you guys are safe. Very rough day for a lot of people. And I just want to say something. I am not a news channel, but you know what? Like, I do have a platform and I do have a voice. And if I see things going on and happening and it hurts my heart and I see basically terrorism happening, I'm going to speak out. And I'm not here to tell you how to believe, but I'm not going to be one of those channels that just gives you sugar-coated really major things happening in the world just because it's yours. Because there's a lot of things in life I don't like, but I still have to deal with them. And I think it's just really horrific what's happened today. And that's it. And look at that. My gray hair. I need to get my hair dyed. I got a gray streak. Well, yeah, it's buffering for you, I'm sure. All right. You know, it's disconcerting because when I speak out about things, I am not coming from a place of I don't like you and I think you're wrong and I think you're a terrible person. But if I see things, people broke into our Capitol. That's not okay. They literally broke into our Capitol with arms. Our elected officials were there to do their job. Our elected officials should not fear for their lives. People we've elected to serve in office should not fear for their lives. Cops should not have to fear for their lives. No one going to work should have to fear for their lives. There's a lot of ways that you can get things done. And bringing guns to the Capitol and cutting and smashing windows and breaking in, it's unlawful. And that's not how you handle things because you're sick of it. We're not children. When we're sick of things, we don't have a temper tantrum and break into the Capitol and try to overthrow the government. There were people interviewed on the street saying that they were doing this because they were starting a revolution. A woman was shot by police for trying to break into the chambers. This is not about a stolen election. This is like people are unhinged because people are being fed a lie. And the fact that when I speak out, I lose 60 subscribers because I dared to tell you guys that, the election wasn't stolen. It's a lie. Actually, I'm really liking this part right here. Sorry. Can you tell me something, B. Hartley? Did the Democrats break windows to get into the Capitol and bring their guns to the Capitol? I don't remember that happening in the last 4 years. In fact, I don't remember this happening at all in my entire life. And if you can't see the reality of this situation, what happened today is terrorism. It's not anything else than terrorism. If the Democrats would have done this, you would have called it terrorism. You just don't want to call it terrorism because it's happening by Republicans. I don't care if a Democrat did this. I don't care if a Republican did this. The people that did this are terrorists. No one. Oh, you know who burnt down cities and people's businesses in Minneapolis? You know who did that? It wasn't Antifa. And this is not Antifa. Are you guys so delusional? Antifa wants Trump out of the office. Why would Antifa break into the Capitol? He wants Trump gone. They're not going to stop this. This is Trump's base. A woman lost her life today because he incited a riot about a false narrative. I was here in Minnesota when the riots were happening, and it wasn't the Black Lives Matter people that was burning shit down. It was the Proud Boys, the KKK, and other white supremacists. This isn't political. Terrorism isn't political. Murder isn't political. If you guys, I don't understand how people can't see that this is terrorism. If this were being done by, say, someone in Iran, you would call it terrorism. But because it's being done by white people who support Trump, it's not terrorism. They're just fed up. No. You don't break into the Capitol and try to take the government over and try to assassinate people. They were coming, I think they were going for Pence. I think they wanted to murder Pence because Trump tweeted about how he was a coward and he wouldn't overthrow the government and he wouldn't put the election into it. When Trump tweeted about Pence, do you know what he was inciting to his people? He called Pence a coward. He called the man that has stood behind him for 4 years a coward, threw him to the wolves, and then the wolves went to the Capitol to get the coward. He was on Twitter calling him a coward. He said Mike Pence is a coward because he will not overturn this election. Those people ran into the Capitol, broke into it with guns. They ran to the Senate floor. They were looking for one person and one person only. They were looking to assassinate Pence. There was guns, lots of them. There was lots of guns. If it doesn't disturb you that they were trying to kill our senators, people had rifles, people had guns, there was gunshots, there was 2 explosives found at the Capitol. Yeah, there's pictures of people with guns. It's all over Twitter. They found 2 pipe bombs. And Trump threw Pence to the wolves, and they stormed the Capitol. And now his closest allies and his aides are quitting. Is this going to make you guys wake up? His aides are quitting. People that have worked for him for his entire presidency are quitting because he incited an attack on the government today. There were lots of guns. They found at least 2 explosives. Joe Biden needs to be protected. They're going to try to assassinate him. They're going to try to kill anyone for Trump. There were guns. There was people dressed in camouflage that had fatigues on that were not in the military. That's how, like, these people were.
Okay, well, I'll be right back then, okay? I just need to run downstairs real quick.
They would have killed anyone if they had the chance.
You okay?
They were, like, chasing a police officer. Like, running him down. A Capitol police officer just doing his job. This is the party that is supposed to be so pro-police, and these people were running down the police. There was a video on Twitter of a police officer running scared for his life from these people. Like, that's... Nobody should go to work and fear they're going to die. Breaking into the Capitol. And a woman got shot and killed. Once they got in, they put gas masks on all of the senators and all of the congressmen and women. The Capitol has secret tunnels and, like, secret places where they can't be found because of stuff like this. And they were put into places and hidden with gas masks on their faces, removed from the Capitol through secret tunnels, underground. Had those people not been moved, they would have murdered them today. They would have murdered our senators. They would have murdered our congressmen and women. And a revolution, I don't care who you support. This isn't politics. This is Trumpism. It's beyond crazy. I'm trying to imagine what it must have been like for, like, my senators. So I'm thinking about, like, Amy Klobuchar and Tina Smith. Amy's a mother. So is Tina.
Yes, that is true.
They just went to go to work today. And they were escorted out of their jobs, fearing for their lives. I've already lost so many subscribers for speaking out, but I don't believe that anyone that supports this should follow me. If you truly follow me, you should know that this is everything I'm against. If you support breaking into our Capitol, if you support going with arms, if you support people trying to overthrow our government and trying to assassinate our senators, our vice president, you should not follow me because that's unlawful. It's supporting terrorism. Even the top Republicans who have stood behind him are calling him out. Do you know who Rand Paul from Kentucky? Do you know who Rand Paul is? Rand Paul. He freaking has been, like, obsessed with Trump, right? Rand Paul spoke out against him. Rand Paul said this election was not stolen. The vote was truthful. Yeah, exactly, Trista. If you are supporting this, you're what the violence this summer? I spoke out against it this summer. You guys are ignorant if you think that I just do this because it's fun. When my city was burning down this summer, I spoke out about it. But guess what? It wasn't Black Lives Matter that was burning down our city. It was freaking Proud Boys, the KKK. The senators that have been kissing his ass for 4 years are condemning Trump right now. Condemning him. What does that tell you? His aides are quitting. They're quitting. All of his support is gone. It was Proud Boys. Thank you, Gabber Dabber. The Proud Boys were driving around the neighborhoods. One of my college friends lives in Minneapolis, and there were Proud Boys and the KKK driving. Do you know how many times someone with white supremacist ties was pulled over in Minnesota and they were found with pipe bombs and semi-automatic weapons? And that's how everything started burning down. I would feel the same way if anyone tried to overthrow the government. Don't be so ignorant. If Biden incited this, I would be, of course, speaking out. You don't break into the Capitol with guns blazing, with bombs. Oh my God. You guys are brainwashed about Antifa. Antifa wasn't there today. Black Lives Matter is not a terrorist organization. Black Lives Matter exists because of terrorists like the Proud Boys and because of all these other terroristic organizations that have put them into such a position where they feel like there's no one standing up for them. And every single human, every woman, every child, every white person should be supporting Black Lives Matter. It's logical to condemn what happened. Yeah, exactly, Jennifer. Most people are done with this. Most Republicans are speaking out again. In Minneapolis, the Black Lives Matter protesters, they were out peacefully during the day. All of the people that were protesting for George Floyd's murder, they were not the ones that were rioting. They were not the ones that were I know, I'm not saying all of us. I'm just saying, the people that are brainwashed. I'm sorry, I see a lot of you are. Yeah, and then that was another thing I was thinking about. They broke into the Capitol to the point that, now, think of, this, how many people are going to end up with COVID because of what happened today. Did they arrest someone today? Was it a white supremacist? It was Proud Boys. He told them to stand up and stand down. And it took bloodshed to get the Republicans to stop and say, oh, maybe we shouldn't do this. Do you know every social media platform removed his video that he made today? Twitter even banned him for 12 hours, and they're considering a permanent ban of President Trump. A permanent ban because he incited violence today. It's stand up and stand down. Stand by and stand down, or something like stand down and stand by. They were waiting for this. I can't. If a Republican or a Democrat did this, I wouldn't be okay with this. I'm not okay with this kind of behavior. Oh, yeah, the Minneapolis one, there was a lot of white supremacists here. The KKK was in Northeast Minneapolis. He called the people that were storming the Capitol today special people, good people. Do you remember in Charlotte when the white supremacists mowed down and killed a woman? Remember that? He called those people good people too. He called white supremacists good people. I love this democracy. I love my freedom. I don't care what political party you're a part of. What did his tweet say? Which one? He had like 3 tweets banned today. Today, one of his videos was banned because he said that the election was stolen. He said that he loved the people that were at the, he loved the people that were like breaking into the Capitol. He said that he loved them. And he only made it because he had to. He's banned for 12 hours. Yeah, he did. He said, "You are loved." And the thing I was thinking about was at all of these rallies and all of these protests this summer, when it was black people that were protesting, they had tear gas, they had gunshots, they were getting like tasered. There was none of that today. Nothing. They were like walking out of they had terrorists breaking into the Capitol, and there was a police officer holding one of their hands, walking them down the steps of the Capitol. If this would have been, why were the white protesters treated differently? They were being more violent. Where was the pepper spray today? Where was the National Guard? Do you know that they called on the National Guard? And did you know that Trump denied the request? They asked for the National Guard to come to the Capitol, and Trump denied it. And do you know why the National Guard finally got there? The National Guard was approved by who? Mike Pence. You like seeing them scared? Jess and to Jessica, they could have been murdered today. Would that have made you feel good? Because they're corrupt? Does that deserve murder? You liked seeing them scared. Are you sadistic? That's really disturbing. I don't like seeing anyone scared. Governor Christie, one of Trump's like longtime supporters, basically called him out today. Well, then you shouldn't say something so stupid that you liked seeing them getting scared, because you know what? Those people were storming the Capitol to murder those people. That's not funny. It's not cute. These people keep requesting to go live with me. I'm happy Pence is safe too. Nobody deserves to be murdered. It's okay, Jess. Just think about like what you're saying. It's not funny to say that it's good to make someone scared. That's like a horrible thing to say. These are people's fathers, their mothers, their sisters, their brothers, they're somebody's parent. These are people that literally just went to work. Their aides are people that went to work just to go to work that day. Like, don't wish fear on people. That's like so sadistic. Oh, it was great to see them scared. No, it's not good to see anyone scared. Yeah, if you aren't disgusted by this, I don't know what to say. And I don't hate Trump supporters because a lot of my friends that are Trump supporters are not okay with this. And you guys, you know what? If you're a Trump supporter or if you were a Trump supporter until today, it's okay to be disappointed. It's okay. You don't have to stick up for him. You don't have to support him. I'm not calling people white based on anything, Ariel. Stop playing that game. Stop trying to insert racism that isn't here. I know plenty about a lot of things. No, I'm not just a drama channel. You're ignorant if you even believe that I'm just a drama channel. I'm a college educated woman that spent 16 years in corporate America. Like I know more than just what's going on with the Duggar tea. I'm not going to stay out of politics, Laura. Don't follow me. I didn't call, I said today the protesters that were breaking in were predominantly white. It's the truth. Ariel, do you just want to troll? Are you a Trump supporter? Do you love him? Do you want to like... Well, Ariel, you're getting hidden, so goodbye. Who am I calling names? The people that are terrorists? Yeah, I'll call them terrorists all day. So I can't talk about a serious topic because it makes you guys uncomfortable. Well, you know what made me feel uncomfortable today? Watching people break into the Capitol and try to murder people. That made me uncomfortable. Like, that made me feel uncomfortable. It made me feel uncomfortable that I'm a mom and I'm a wife, and there was other moms and wives at the Capitol that feared for their lives today. That made me uncomfortable. And I'm tired of being told and pigeonholed that I can't talk about things other than drama because I was never just a drama channel and I'm never going to be just a drama channel. And if people can't get on, like, it's so frustrating. You shouldn't talk about this. This is where I go to escape. When did I ever promise you that I wasn't going to talk about tough topics? If I see my American democracy under siege, I'm going to say something. I don't want to live in a world that has hate. And it's my constitutional right to speak out against the government. And it's my constitutional right to speak out against terrorism. And it's my constitutional right to speak out against the terrorist that is our president. Like, he should not even be our president anymore. He's so dangerous for our country. He is going to destroy our democracy, and that's what he wants. He lost the election, and so he's going to do his best to destroy everything. He wants to destroy the country so that when he leaves, it's left in... I mean, if he could have burnt that Capitol down today, he probably would have. If he could put this entire country up in flames right now, he probably would. He's a psychopath. And if he's not arrested when he gets out of office, I'll be like furious. I'll be like pounding tables. What he did today was illegal. And if it were any other country, if a dictator pulled this shit, he would be imprisoned. Imagine if this was Saddam Hussein doing this. How would you guys feel if it would have been Saddam doing this? Because it's basically the same kind of shit that Saddam Hussein pulls. He's no different than those dictators. He didn't get what he wants, so he's trying to overthrow the government so he can get what he wants. He might as just name him Vladimir Putin. It's really the same. Well, people were breaking into the Capitol and a woman was killed. Donald Trump was eating his lunch like nothing happened. He'll be in prison. He will not be running in 2024. I guarantee you he'll be in prison. He will never be allowed back. He'll be in prison. He will end up in prison, I guarantee you. This is why he doesn't want to get out of office, because he knows prison is coming. Other countries are horrified by what happened today. One of my good friends is a voted for Trump, and I have been texting with her all day long, and she's horrified. Trump for prison. No, the Democrats didn't do anything today, Pink. Okay. I know, lock him up. Seriously. I want to tell you guys something. If you're a Republican, I still respect you. I don't hate you. I want the Republican Party to go back to what it was before Trump. Fiscal conservatives that weren't assholes. That was it. You know? Like, I want my George Bush Republicans back. Yeah. Yeah, we want a party before Trump. Exactly. There's a lot of Republicans that are not Trumpers, like the Lincoln Project. Those people are amazing. If anything else, this is going to bridge some of that divide, and some of these people that were going to oppose this vote are going to vote to elect Biden. So, but don't be fooled. There's been 4 years of misinformation. You've been brainwashed. You don't know you're brainwashed. You'll figure it out in like a year or two. I didn't call any of you guys assholes. Bernie is still the man. He sure is. Like, you know who would be freaking out right now? John McCain. Remember when John McCain was dying? This tells you what kind of scumbag Trump is. John McCain was dying, and Trump was not calling him, like, you know, a traitor, not really an American, not really a war hero. A man that was a prisoner of war, who served for our armed forces more than Trump has ever done. A man that served as a senator for decades, was berated. He called John McCain a traitor. John McCain would be like turning over in his grave right now. I miss John McCain too. He was a Republican I respected. Well, you know what heroes don't do? You know what non-heroes do? They don't avoid the draft like Donald Trump. They don't avoid their service like he should have been. He's 74. He should have been at Vietnam, but he wasn't. He dodged the draft. So Trump is not a hero. I know on his deathbed, he taunted John McCain. taunted him. And then you know what he did? He pardoned soldiers that murdered innocent civilians in Iran and Iraq. A massacre. Was it Kuwait, Iran, Iraq? These brutal murders that had no place for murder. He literally pardoned them. He pardoned every single person that got like a conviction under the Russian investigation. Yeah. He's a coward. Iran. Okay, thank you. He pardoned those guys. They should not have been pardoned. Oh, and Mitch McConnell's a hypocrite. Mitch McConnell sat on President Obama's pick for the Supreme Court because he wanted the new president to have the opportunity to pick, being that Obama was a lame duck and wasn't going to be in there anymore. But then when Mitch McConnell had the same opportunity to sit on wait, he rushed in someone because I feel like they knew that they were going to use the Supreme Court to try to overturn the election. I don't watch just one source. I watch a zillion different sources. Well, I don't care if all politicians are corrupt. Not all politicians are. You need to know what our sources are. Oh, I'm lying. Everything I'm saying is a lie because someone on YouTube told you, Meg. Someone on YouTube said I lied, so everything I say is a lie. Fake news. Okay. Mad about coupons. Get a job. All right, you guys, I'm out.